If you want to secure something valuable, you don't rely on a mass-produced solution. You use a biometric scan, a system that only activates when it recognizes your specific biological signature. The human intestines operate with that same level of unique complexity. Yet the standard approach to gut health often relies on broad-spectrum, off-the-shelf probiotics. It is an attempt to use one standardized blueprint to navigate billions of distinct, individualized biological environments. When random biological laborers are dropped into a highly specialized construction site without a specific plan, they rarely integrate. They often fail to survive the environment, leading to inconsistent relief and variable results. This inconsistency is explained by the clinical data. A 2024 study by Min and colleagues examined patients with different digestive profiles, proving that internal intestinal environments are not uniform across the population. This chart shows the specific microbial deficits identified in that study. On the left, an insensitive gut, defined by sluggish motility, lacks specific workers. On the right, a sensitive, hyperreactive gut presents an entirely different set of missing populations. Achieving stability requires precision engineering. A generic approach lacks the specificity to align with your unique biological ecosystem, leaving the system stagnant. Repairing a systemic failure begins with a localized map. To end the guesswork of generic supplementation, you first need a high-definition view of the existing workforce. This map is generated using BugSpeaks, which utilizes a tool called metagenomics. Think of it as a microscopic census that catalogs every single microorganism currently inhabiting your intestines. By analyzing this data, the system identifies exact structural weaknesses in your gut. It flags the specific microbial workers that are missing. This mapping phase leads to the creation of a custom blueprint, designing a formula targeted specifically to those identified gaps. Transforming raw data into a functional blueprint is the mandatory prerequisite for performance. It moves the process from biological hope to biological engineering. Microbiome is the implementation of that blueprint. It is a precisely engineered formula deployed strictly to match the requirements of your unique profile. Targeted lactobacillus species act as specialized energy engineers. They navigate complex intestinal pathways, following data-mapped coordinates to where they can be most effective. Research by Chia and colleagues in 2026 highlights the specific tasks these engineers perform. They optimize the transport of glucose across the intestinal lining, managing how materials move through the system. As they work, these engineers manufacture short-chain fatty acids, or SCFAs. These molecules function as the critical fuel cells for your intestinal workforce. The production of SCFAs triggers precise hormonal responses. These signals help stabilize the body's metabolic power grid and dampen internal inflammatory indicators. Regulating systemic energy requires these specialized microbial workers. Random bacterial supplementation cannot provide the same level of functional stability. Beyond energy regulation, the focus shifts to the physical repair of the biological construction site itself. In a state of dysbiosis, the microbial social network breaks down. Hostile rogue contractors begin to outnumber the collaborative workforce, compromising the site's structural integrity. This 2024 PeerJ trial graph shows the impact of personalized intervention. Hostile rogue populations decline sharply, while beneficial bifidobacterium populations rise, restoring balance. This supports the replenishment of mucin, a thick, protective sealant that coats the inner intestinal walls and seals against irritation. The result is a fortified structural barrier. A secure perimeter reduces irritation and has been shown to improve broader markers, including average blood sugar levels. Repairing the physical barrier of the intestines directly influences the health of the entire system. When this foundation is stable, whole-body biological markers improve. Gut health is moving away from reactive damage control. We are entering a phase of proactive engineering, where the biological landscape is managed with foresight. By integrating massive datasets with predictive modeling, scientists can now forecast structural weaknesses. This allows for interventions that address potential failures before they manifest as symptoms. This landscape also utilizes postbiotics, the non-living beneficial byproducts left behind by a microbial workforce. These offer a safe, targeted method for reinforcing biological architecture without managing a live crew. The era of generalized supplementation is ending. Maintaining internal health now relies on precision blueprints that respect the unique topography of your intestines. You are no longer a passive consumer of generic products. By utilizing data-driven insights, you become an active biological architect, ensuring your internal ecosystem operates at its absolute highest potential.